G'day, I'm Brendan and welcome to another Geoterrics Outdoors Australia video. Today I'm going to be going through prepping a beehive ready for your first colony of bees to move into it. I'll also be going through and explaining the different segments of a beehive and how they all work. Hope you enjoy it. Now, when you go to paint the hive, you want to use a good quality exterior paint, preferably oil based. It'll help seal the wood a lot better and you'll get many more years out of it. I've got one that's designed to protect against UV radiation as well as rain and wind damage. That's the main elements that are going to cause damage to your hive. So that's what I've gone for. Now I'm spraying my hive. You don't have to. You can use a paintbrush or a roller. I just prefer the look a sprayed hive gives. So I've got one coat on it right now. I'm going to go give it another couple and I'll see you all soon. Okay, so now we're going to go and paint our third coat on. This will hopefully be the final coat. And there you have it. That's a fully painted beehive. Okay, so once you've completed your hive, it's going to look something like this. As I said, there's a few different sections to this. First off, you've got your lid, alright, also known as top cover. You can get inside covers for these as well. They're mainly used, from my understanding, for when you're feeding a hive. You can get top feeders for them. But this very simple design. It's got a couple of vent holes on either side. This just helps to regulate the temperature in the hive. Inside, you've got the frames. These are what the bees make honey on. So they'll start building their beeswax down, covering this whole thing, and they'll start putting their honey in there. They also use it for their brood, which is where the queen will lay her eggs, where they hatch, and they get fed. You can get foundation for these, which is artificial honeycomb, so to speak. It on average takes about 10 pounds of honey to make 1 pound of beeswax. So you can imagine how much honey you're actually losing if you allow them to make the honeycomb themselves. There's nothing wrong with it, it's great, but if you want more honey, you can get foundation for these. I don't have any at the moment. I am considering it. I'm sitting on the fence at the moment. Now, this top box here, this is called a super. This is where you want your bees to build their honey. It's where you can extract it. Generally, your first super, you won't touch any honey from it, but you can put a third one on top, and that's where you'll get the honey for yourself. The bottom box, it's exactly the same size as the second box, but this is called a brood chamber. This is where your queen bee will lay all her eggs and all the bees will be born, and that's pretty much all you want in here. On top of here, you'll put something called a queen excluder on. Now you can run 2 brood boxes, but not a lot of people do. You only really need one. It's unlikely that the queen's ever going to fill one. So in here, the queen makes all the brood, bees come out, and the queen excluder goes on top. That stops the queen being able to move up into the super. So only the smaller bees will be able to get up there and start producing the honey. And last but not least, you've got your bottom board. Solid bottom. You can get these with mesh in them. That's to stop small hive beetle from being able to get into the hive and destroy it. But I don't on this one. I'll actually have some Beetle Traps that I'm going to put into the hive, which you'll see. Just got a couple of legs on the bottom. It's got an opening on the front. This is where the bees will enter and exit the hive from. You can get hive reducers. It's really good at the start to help with other bees coming to rob the hive, etc. If you got a reducer, the guards have a lot less room that they need to protect, and it's just solid on the back there. So now you know the parts of the hive. Next up, I'll show you how to install a nuke or a nucleus of bees.